Ukraine is high inflation because of the Russia and Ukraine war that started in February 2022. The war damaged the economy and caused price to rise. Food and energy supply were disrupted because farms were damaged and ports were closed. This made food and fuel more expensive. Higher food price also increased transportation and production costs. The value of Ukraine currently fell, so import goods become more expensive. The government also spend more on defense. As a result, price increase and inflation become a serious problem. This slide shows the 10-year inflation data of the country from 2014 to 2024. In 2014, the inflation rate was moderate at around 12%. However, in 2015, there was a sharp increase to almost 49%, caused a major economic change and instability. From 2016 to 2019, inflation gradually decreased, showing signs of economic recovery and better price control. In 2020, inflation dropped to its lowest point at 2.73% due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which reduced economic activity.
Unit inflation is highly volatile with sharp increases in 2015 and 2022, highlighting an unstable price environment that reduces purchasing power, increases business uncertainty, and weakens the effectiveness of monetary policy. These inflation spikes are closely linked to external shocks and geopolitical instability, including political unrest, war-related supply disruption, and rising energy, fuel, machinery, and food prices on which Ukraine heavily depends. High inflation has significantly raised the cost of living, disproportionately affecting low and middle-income households and worsening poverty and inequality. Meanwhile, the sharp decline in inflation in 2020 reflected weak demand during the COVID-19 pandemic, signaling economic stagnation rather than healthy price stability. Overall, persistent inflation volatility complicates inflation targeting for the central bank and makes the economy less attractive to both domestic and foreign investors due to rising fiscal pressures.
Ukraine is currently facing a rising unemployment rate due to the ongoing conflict since Russia's invasion in 2022. The war has caused severe disruption to factories, offices, transportation systems, and public infrastructure. As a result, many businesses have been forced to shut down or operate at a limited capacity, leading to significant job losses, especially in areas close to the conflict zones. In addition, Ukraine's economy has been weakened by disruptions to domestic and international trade, a decline in foreign investment, and rising inflation. Many companies have responded by reducing operational costs through layoffs and hiring freezes. At the same time, the displacement of millions of Ukrainians, along with disruptions to education and job training systems, has contributed to higher unemployment. The closure of schools and training centers has created a mismatch between workers' skills and labor market needs, making it more difficult for job seekers to secure employment. In conclusion, the increase in unemployment in Ukraine is mainly driven by the impact of war, economic instability, and disruptions to the labor and education systems.
Ukraine's unemployment rate showed a highly volatile trend from 2014 to 2024, mainly due to economic shocks and geopolitical conflicts. In the earlier period from 2014 to 2017, unemployment remained high at around 9 to 10%, as political instability and the conflict in eastern Ukraine disrupted economic activity. There was slight there was a slight improvement between 2018 and 2019, reflecting gradual economic recovery, although the decline was limited. In 2020, unemployment increased again due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which reduced production and led to job losses. The situation worsened significantly in 2022, when unemployment surged at 24.5% following the escalation of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, causing business disruption and large-scale displacement.
This sudden rise suggests that the country experienced a serious economic crisis that caused many people to lose their jobs. After that, the unemployment rate started to decrease gradually, falling to 19.1% in 2023 and 13.1% in 2024. This shows that the economy is slowly recovering, but the employment is still higher than before 2022. So the conclusion is we have three stages, which is the first one, stable period, which is 2014 to 2021. Second stage is crisis in 2022. And third is slow recovery 2023 to 2024. So the country is improving, but it's not fully returned to normal yet to unemployment levels.
The main issue identified from the analysis of unemployment in Ukraine is prolonged economic instability, which has limited consistent economic growth and job creation. Political instability and internal conflict have further worsened the situation. The sharp rise in unemployment in 2022 reflects the impact of the conflict, as many businesses reduced operations or shut down, leading to widespread job losses and lower investor confidence. In addition, job losses in key sectors such as industry, services, and small businesses have affected many workers, especially those with low and medium skills who face limited employment opportunities. Furthermore, weaknesses in labor market policies and slow economic recovery measures have delayed improvements in the job market, as retraining programs and business support remain insufficient. In conclusion, unemployment in Ukraine is driven by economic instability, political conflict, structural labor market challenges, and weak policy support. Thank you.